Hi you guys, welcome back. I am going to be showing you the process of my Story 11 for my December daily album 2021. And this story is all about going to this holiday themed bar with a couple of my friends from college. I hadn't seen them in a while, and they both now live in the same city as me. So I had 3 photos, and then I had this menu that I took from the restaurant that has all of the like holiday drinks and their descriptions in them. And I had this idea of creating almost a book inside of the menu. So you'd open the menu up, and on the left side would be left side of the menu, and then the middle page would be these 2 back-to-back photos, and then the right would be the other side of the drink menu. So I took a piece of pattern paper, which you see here, and I create kind of like a fold spine sort of a thing between the 2 pieces of pattern paper that I'm going to use to create the little bit spine thing. That was really weird to explain. I don't know if that makes sense. It's maybe more of a visual thing. But I create a bended kind of spine with this paper, and then I'll stitch that through the menu so that it can stay stuck between the 2 menu papers. Does that make sense? That was like a terrible description, I feel like, but I don't know how to explain it better. But you can see I'm bending this paper in half, and I'll adhere one side of it to the one piece of pattern paper and then the other side to the other pattern paper that both the photos will live on. And then I'll stitch the spine or the crease of that to the crease of the menu. That maybe was a better explanation. So yeah, it took a little bit of time, but it turns out really cool and I'm really excited about it. So this is definitely one of my more technical pages, but I really love the way it turned out. I definitely wanted to use the menu because I thought it was really cute, and it had a cute image on the front, and it was fun to see all the drinks that they had to offer. But I didn't know, I originally just adhered like a strip that has the 3 holes in it for the album, or whatever many holes, and then thought I just was going to stick it in there. But now that I had the right amount of photos that I knew I was going to use, I decided to do this, and I'm really happy with the decision. And it doesn't end up being too chunky either for the album. So I'm just right now adhering that bent piece of paper to both of the pattern papers, and there is my head. And then I'm trimming it a little bit, and I will stitch it in with just some red embroidery floss. And I sped this up really, really fast because it's just kind of time consuming. But this is definitely something that's super doable. I just wanted the papers to be smaller than the menu. So I'm using my hole poker to poke through the pattern paper and the menu. And if I had done this before I adhered the adhesive strip to the side that makes it so that the holes are on there for the album, if I had done that, the holes that I'm poking now before I adhered that, it would have been easier. I just didn't know at the time that I was going to use it in this way. So I just added the little adhesive page strip already because I wanted to not lose the menu and I wanted to make sure I remembered to use it. So anyways, now I'm fussing with my embroidery floss. I lost my big needle that I use to stitch the embroidery floss through, so I've been just pushing it through with my hole poker. So it's a little time consuming, but it ends up coming out all right. And this event that we went to was really fun. So it's like a regular bar that is in just a town not far from mine, but during the holidays, it's like a bar group, I guess. They do it across Southern California, I guess. And they like super deck out the whole bar. Like it was completely covered with decorations. The other photo might be easier to see. That's kind of off screen right now, but there's like lights everywhere and tinsel and just all kinds of decorations. And we waited in line for like an hour, at least an hour to get there. And then it was, we could have gone in earlier if we did standing room only, or if we wanted to sit outside, but we wanted to we waited all this time. We wanted to be inside where all of the holidayness was. And of course the drinks were so expensive. I think mine was $16, but it was really yummy. And they came in like mugs, and one of them was like a T-Rex Santa mug, and they came in just all these different holiday themed cups. And I was originally like, I'm not going to get a drink that doesn't come in this fun cup because that's like the whole point. And then we sat down, and the drink that I liked the most came in like a champagne flute. So, but it was super yummy, so I think it was worth it. And my friends got more of the like fun holiday looking drinks, so I got to say see them and I got to take photos of them. So it was fun. But yeah, so I'm taking all of the adhesive off now. I used double-sided tape, just score tape, and I'm going to fold those two papers together, and now you can see how it flips through. So this is a photo of me and my friend Shannon drinking our drinks, and then this is like a top-down view of the table. So it has the menu and then a napkin and then another menu and all the drinks. So it came out really cute. And yeah, it was a really fun thing to do. I haven't seen my friends in a while. One of my friend Shannon only recently moved here, so I saw her once during the summer. And then my other friend Annie has lived here for a little while, but it's just one of those things where when someone lives in your town, it sort of feels like, oh, it's not a rush to see them because they're here all the time. But it just kind of had been a long time since we had seen each other, so it was fun to get together. And I didn't even know this was going on, so it was really fun. But yeah, so we actually had gone to ramen before this, which I wish I would have taken photos of because ramen is my favorite, but that's okay. And then we went to this place, and while we were waiting in line, my friend Annie was like, oh, there's a really good gelato, I think it was gelato, place nearby. So we walked over to go get this gelato, and it was an old laundromat that they'd turned into a gelato shop. So everything was like laundromat themed, which was really funny and cute. But honestly, it was not super good. It was very strange flavors, and they all kind of tasted the same. So it didn't taste bad. It was just kind of like subtle, sweet, vanilla-y flavors. So it was kind of funny. But we finally got in. We had a lot of fun. The people beside us were taking all of these like intense Instagram photos, like really, really posed. They had crazy outfits on. And it was kind of funny while we were all just sitting there like laughing. But they seemed like they were having a good time. And I'm working on the back side of day 10, which was a double-sided piece of paper, and I knew I wanted to use this story for the next story because I loved the Merry Christmas back of that paper. And I also loved that the miracle on the menu was kind of in a similar scripty font. So I thought that looked really good together. And I'm just adding a puffy, it's kind of a rose gold phrase sticker that says magical. And that's all of us with the background you can see. And then I just add a couple other embellishments on that page. I keep it kind of simple, but I just wanted it to feel, not like just stuck on the paper and forgotten about. But yeah, I would love to know if you guys have any like crazy holiday themed bars or like places that get really decked out. Of course there's Christmas tree farms and places like that, but it was cool to see, a really, really full on experience of the holidays in a way like this. And now I'm just going through all of my embellishments. I have a ton and they're just kind of everywhere. So it's a little bit of a process to try and figure out what I want to put where. But I create a couple different embellishment clusters. I think I attach a little confetti piece that is a snowflake to kind of mimic what was happening on the bottom left of that page. And I considered a bunch of different things, but I think I ended up going with just this little snowflake confetti that I had from something. I honestly don't remember what. But it's like very typical confetti packet kind of stuff. I'm trying to flip through my album to see what my page turned out like to remember. But I'm excited to be back kind of working in order again. I was working a little bit out of order in the last couple videos because I was waiting on photos to get delivered. So I'm excited to be working in order again. It's exciting. I made 3 layouts the night that all my photos came, and now I'm waiting for more photos to be delivered. So it's just kind of an endless cycle. I've never been so like quote unquote caught up in scrapbooking. Of course, I'm not completely caught up in the sense that I don't have my 2020 album finished, my 2020 like yearly album, and I have a couple travel albums that aren't finished, but I did scrapbook almost everything that happened in 2021. So I'm done or caught up for the most part with my yearly album, and I did my Europe trip album already that I will be showing. Well, I'm pretty much done with it. I have a couple finishing touches, but that's going to be my next project I work on once I finish up December Daily, and I'll share all that with you guys. And then I have a trip to San Francisco that I haven't finished, but I haven't gotten those photos in yet, so I can't work on that. So yeah, but it's kind of exciting, but also a little bit of a bummer because now I'm like so excited about scrapbooking and I don't have any photos to scrapbook. So I did start a childhood documented album that is just a bunch of my baby pictures and just photos from when I was a little kid. But I'm not recording those process videos. I will share a flip through though when I finish the first album. I think I've spoken about this before, but I think there's going to be a couple albums. So anyways, I am just embellishing this photo of us. It honestly turned out pretty cute. I'm kind of surprised because it was really dark in there, and sometimes flash photos don't turn out really great. But you can see my friend Shannon's drink is in this super cute Santa mug, and mine is in like a really regular champagne flute. So I just stuck puffy stickers that said wonderful, and then I'm adding a couple other phrases, like a phrase sticker and one of those canvas strips that are from the Ali Edwards release this year that I'm obsessed with. I really hope she releases more of these canvas strips in all of her coming releases. I'm also super excited for her travel collection. I hope she makes one. It seems like she makes one every year, but I don't really know. So I've never bought one since like I've purchased from her. My first purchase ever from Ali Edwards was the December Daily 2021 launch this year, or this past year. And so I've since bought a lot of stuff from her, but nothing else has been like a recent launch. It's all been like older stuff. So I'm excited to hopefully get my hands on the new travel kit, and I hope they make words phrase sticker or canvas word strips as well for that launch, and also for the next December Daily launch, which is super far out. But also, I hope you don't hear vacuuming in the background. There's a little vacuuming happening in the hallway, so if that's loud, I apologize. I'm just trying to catch back up with my December Daily stuff. So yeah, so I did that page. I added a little couple gold puffy stars and called it done. And then this spread or photo picture page is the top down view of the drinks, and you can kind of see like the lights in the reflection, and it's just a really cool photo. So I am just picking out some embellishments for that. So now I am just collecting a bunch of different embellishments, trying to figure out how I'm going to embellish this little page. It's fun, but also a bit challenging to work on such a small scale. I'm used to working in 12 by 12s, and it was only 2021 when I started working on a smaller scale like this for layouts. And working in like 3 by 4 pockets is different than creating this like mini, smaller than 6 by 8 spread. So it's a little bit cut off, but I create 3 embellishment clusters using those wood veneer phrases, and then I also use this little piece of painted wood veneer from the 2021 Ali Edwards kit that says December repeated across it. And I use a couple chipboard pieces, those glitter trees. All of these embellishments are from Ali Edwards, actually, from different year releases. I was able to get my hands on the 2019 December Daily kit, like the full main kit, so that was super fun. And I am just going to spruce up this page so it kind of feels complete. I like arranged the ideas of what I wanted to do, and then I moved it off to adhere down my photo. And I've talked about this before, but I feel like I'm the only person who uses a glue stick. I find that rolling adhesive is so expensive, and it's also really wasteful because you just get these plastic containers you throw away after a pretty short amount of time if you scrapbook a lot. And so I just use a glue stick, especially if things are inside the page protector or if it's like being adhered down with other stuff like this page is. I just think it's easy and effective and less expensive and wasteful. So I'm just a glue stick girl. But then I'm using some red line tape to adhere the wood veneer. I think I used some liquid glue to adhere the other ones because their negative space would make the double-sided tape, you could see it. So I'm just using my glue pen. Hopefully that is a good idea. We'll see if it stands test of time. And I did think about using some red ink to ink up the wood veneer, and I kind of think it might have been nice, but it's also fine the way it is. I think it also ties into the December wood veneer that I wouldn't have been able to put red onto. So I'm just creating my little clusters, and I really like the way that this whole kind of story turns out. I'm worried because as of recording this, I've completed 13 layouts, and my album is really full. So I might need to order a second one or switch into a wider spine because I think it's just a 1.5-inch spine maybe. And I think that Ali Edwards makes 2 or 2.5-inch spines. So that might be something I need to consider. But we shall see. All together we'll find out. So at this point, I am getting very close to finishing the layout or spread. I'm just looking back at what I've done so far to see where I'm at, see what might need a little bit of work on it still, and I decide to add a little pom-pom border. The inner insert that I created is a little bit shorter than the width of the menu, so this pom-pom trim is a perfect little addition, and it doesn't even really show when the menu is closed, so it's kind of a fun little surprise. I've really loved using these pom-pom trims and just all my trims throughout this project, and I definitely want to go back to Joann's and get some more trims of different colors so I can use them throughout the year. I have the red, the white, and then a minty blue color. So I can definitely use the white and the mint a lot throughout the year. I don't do a ton of red throughout the year, but I want to get some other stuff. They had some different trims when I was at Joann's, and I resisted from getting too much. But I just added some quick journaling to the inside of that little label sticker I used, and I don't know if I do really much else. I think I do a lot of flipping back and forth, trying to see if I want to do anything, and then I might just stick it in the album. So I really, really love the way this spread came out. It was definitely a bit more labor intensive, like I said, but it came out so cute and it was really fun, and I really loved the way I was able to not only incorporate my ephemera, but make it like a whole project surrounding the ephemera. So I definitely would say try it if you have something similar, or you could just create your own little mini thing with anything. You could do this with a card that you pick up at the store, or just anything you can think of. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this spread, and I will catch you with the next one. Bye, guys.